and then they don't want to person better Champions League in common because you drew the semi-final stage, the final four. Now, I want to look into Arsenal and PSG game proper. Now, interestingly, COVID time omume enu nyina renew omu game na parent ne beto official ne beto say Arsenal versus PSG no. Me hwe flyer ne keke na hu sampa. It tells us one thing, say game no ebeye very very interesting. Because of the style of two teams in ebo. Because of the two coaches omu kwakoshia, because the form of the two teams. And then the potential outcomes. I bet me a free game no more. And the clearly ne born dear emubede. Now, meaning Arsenal is very very hopeful going into this game. Because see, when it comes to Omone Paris Saint-Germain, Omonsa at the PSG for no so anya sem ketwa. And then even though PSG Aston Villa, but we are Arsenal now defeating and eliminating Real Madrid. We shall almost back to back in this fantastic fashion. Not while eliminating the defending champions, the team with the most Champions League titles. I feel said this very competition. Your mobile fighter. Kofi me sure so be through any team, be through any opposition. No, and the Arsenal fans are hugely motivated playing this game at home. Yeah. Now, Arsenal and PSG already. Kofi, only so many 5 encounters in all competitions. Okay. Interestingly, Arsenal has never lost to PSG before. It all started in 2016. PSG Arsenal in the Champions League group stage. Omubo first leg 1-1. Now in the return leg, Omubo 2-2. The same season. Put that aside. Unim say in 2018, Arsenal share PSG 5-1 and on a preseason ICC Cup. Now in 2024, Kofi Arsenal and PSG Champions League group stage. And Arsenal shall move 2-0. In fact, Arsenal and PSG in the 5 meetings or Machina, Ebia Arsenal ever up top back up, Nimienu be na draw. And the turn is Arsenal for upper hand over PSG. Okay. Interestingly, Omumienu share group phase ma Arsenal winning by 2-0. And they Arsenal about the same venues Omubo Ofie. And it is Mikel Arteta against the former club. And I brought his picture back to the memory lane. Say he's playing against Team Awabobida, and on him the way that team operates in this Paris Saint-Germain team. So interestingly, Arteta everybody at the old folks. Now, having said that, we are talking of a game, Kofi. Yenim say Arsenal for no. In fact, a Neya Omubo Ofino would love to win. Now, when you look at a new man unfolding with this PSG team, you understand, say they're in the best of shape and in the best of form. Don't forget, PSG has won the league already. They're in the finals of the cup. And then, Omani Barcelona and Kwane, the 2 remaining teams in Europe, imagine major treble. Okay. Now, Arsenal say they've been eliminated from every competition. Our chances to win every title is over, except one, which is the Champions League. And then Arsenal himself on final fight for a possible trophy. Because can you imagine? See, maybe this is Arsenal Champions League, you know. And then Ebasa there, Arteta Kofi will be put to a certain pedestal, and then will be, hugely recognized. And so one team in the Premier League will never be a case. And this is a very huge game not for Arsenal, but Arteta himself. Now he mastered how to play against Real Madrid. In fact, Arsenal run in the Champions League. Don't forget, say Liverpool the first in the group phase. Team and the other Barcelona the second. Arsenal were the third. And this very Champions League campaign, they've had a solid campaign. Can you imagine? Say Arsenal the whole of this year's Champions League, we lose how much? 1. And this was a period of group phase. No one lose only a single game that was against Inter Milan. It should tell you something. Plus Madrid back-to-back wins. So Arsenal is hugely motivated. Now, Kofi, game way, a lot of things would depend on how two teams be shape up. First, on the lineup. Second, system of play. Now, so why the way are these two teams born? Of course, for PSG, concern be because Donnarumma is going to be imposed, and then Hakimi as the number 2. Nuno Mendes 3, William Pacho out free Rene buy for 40 million euros, plus Marquinhos, the experienced centre back who is the captain, and a back partner our central defensive pair. Number 6, Ebeye Vitinha, of course, on an Ebe City deep. Abrante and the other Joao Neves will be operating from the left, and then Fabian Ruiz will be operating from the right. And he said, about these midfielders are in a 4-3-3 formation, attack. And then Desiree Doué and Bakola. For me, Desiree Doué has taken over the competition, so it should be him ahead of Bakola. But all the reports coming from France, presented to be like, say, coach is fancying Abrante and Bakola to start. But whoever starts, Kofi, same threat. Kivicha Kvaratskhelia and then Abrante and Ede Osman Dembele. These are the players are starting for PSG. So for more, in terms of the players are available, any options in the coaching in the problem. But for Arsenal, Kofi Woodham say, aside Arsenal game, no preview, ni news, ni microphone come on madi about it, you know. And new man for can one sempano, party A number 1. Because they know, say party absence, no, the importance will be hugely felt. Because and yes, a party A free mukeke as a partner or midfield are two a best roles for certain players. Because without party, no, Odegaard. Any Abrante and the other Declan Rice, because Rice in particular, when him say party bar, allow Rice the freedom to go for attack. They be over 18-year box, no. A boy Arsenal in normal formation, 3-5-2-5 in attacking transitions, no. But without party, Declan Rice the name interceptions here, recoveries here, or must steal. And the when never boy on film, a boss just a role change. What I say now, you know. And then Arsenal Bebo players, the last time when Partey got the other yellow card against Real Madrid, of course, Amman Fossey, that was why Abrante and Declan Rice were very furious about Partey. Say, what happened? Because Arsenal free more. Kofi, part of the blame no will be on Partey. I'll tell you why. And also, 1. And Arsenal, of course, updates about say Calafiori is still injured. Now Ben White are losing the form, and they said they may can announce a media me feel say. Trossard emebo 9. Nese bibi answer Merino Embra midfield. Okay. Now eba sad ya Kofi. Arsenal best started David Raya who is on form. During Timber. Abrante and the other Miles Lewis Kelly. Yakub Kiwior Gabriel Magalhaes. Kiwior is a suspect. You better so. Now because of Partey ni honinti, said Declan Rice back and the Partey injury no Kofi. And as I saw in the suspension, player potentially be affecting the player Declan Rice. He's one player and so Kofi and Crawford expecting a lot because of the heredity Real Madrid. Yeah. Because when him said, say free kick beto wa Kofi obia Declan Rice who adwen about conference about Real Madrid free kick na everybody team. Martin Odegaard and then Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, not Trossard abo first 9. Now, say 2 teams in this very lineup a rag game no more. First, what Arsenal about fear? Yeah. PSG so a very dominant team. They love to control and hold possession. Home, that is how they play. First of all, fashion with trim. Say Arsenal want to match a PSG 2-0. But said the Bonachile say even Vitinha catch it at the time. Look at the way PSG struggled at the early beginnings of the Champions League, and yet the same PSG. In fact, the team that lost to Arsenal, Dembele had issues with Luis Enrique. Were dropping or Pamoni for the team, and then Dembele no the main guy Kofi. PSG beko member nyina no so I think you better about every player din, but Dembele will be very influential today. Say be koye ana enkoye. Now Arsenal for with the ball about 3-2-5. Now omo 3-2-5 na yesen omo use an invented fullback. And they Abrante oye say adwuma na friend Miles Lewis Kelly o ye bi ti Real Madrid o free number 3 ho no aba be she mfimfin o be she mfimfin Kofi na ama omo defenders na aye trepe in Gabriel Magalhaes Crepra, Yakub Kiwior, Saliba and Julian Timber. No omo so draw 3 back. Now omo ya 3 back na Abrante and the other Lewis Kelly aba mfimfin into oba se Partey na gina mu and Partey out no obeka Partey ho now fe allow Abrante and the other Declan Rice the freedom to go for attack. Now allow Odegaard to go for attack. And it's Odegaard that Declan Rice quite anymore. Already 3 players there or anymore that in Merino, Saka and Martinelli. And the Abrante and the other Declan Rice occupy their friend half space. Our Arsenal attack on the left side. Now Odegaard occupy the half space. All right. Ebasa Martinelli gina line so pepepe abrante ne de Bukayo Saka gina line so pepepe say be open pitch enough to create more chances no again look for crosses because Mikel Merino LED attacker crosses and almost sending it in and you see the way Arsenal operate a typical build up shape of the Spanish coaches and in recent time teams are more pretty 3-2-5 in terms of attack Man City back home. So when the Man City attacking pair, no one 3-2-5, 5 players up front. And you know PSG, and you want to coach, you know, in Luis Enrique Spanish. Also the same thing without the ball. Abrante and the Hakimi, Eba Mayfield, Naka William Pacho, Nuno Mendes, and then Abrante and the Marquinhos as the back three. Now Nuno Mendes our timely runs be yes was steady now. On man and Imbebre, but say space about me train no the ball no room be create chance. And it is expected. So be more conservative because the threat no Bukayo Saka. Now Saka so the way are all pretty no against Real Madrid. He was the constant threat. And so top player, our best player, even though I say a penalty, or to me live up to expectation in games like this, it will help you a lot. So PSG in Arsenal threat, you know, said they have to be very watchful of Abrante and the other Saka. Fortunately for them, Nuno Mendes could be 10 times. Why you be a Tiasala? I was the same right. What I say? Into a bit my yet Bukayo Saka. So based on that, man and him too much. So Hakimi will be in midfield. Ebasa Hakimi akoka Vitinha ho. Vitinha now on any Nigerian finfin. Kofi. Eba allow Abrante and the other Fabian Ruiz and then the other midfielder in Joao Neves. No more being box, you know, creating chances and looking for second balls. And also allow Abrante and the other Kvaratskhelia and answer Desire doing so I'm be a park in wide. Now Dembele lead the attack. No, I'm also create more chances. No, now PSG are very good in terms of quick transition. So I'm watching ball and Kutabo and building up looking for goals. Arsenal so are very good in terms of directness of play, any aggressive person. Now, meaning a lot centered on the midfield because coach now your friend Luis Enrique where the car can send me last week say on when him say the midfielders now there is no team in Europe. Oh, but Wakaso or midfielders Papa Seno. And then Kapate or I would have been a very huge debate. Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and then Joao Neves. Declan Rice, Odegaard, party. Now there's no Abrante and the other party. And the Arsenal will have to improvise. Now Arsenal ball no. Kofi, baby a problem with you. Midfield dominance and the crab won't be able. The advantage that Arsenal want is a mobile fee and to be more aggressive too. Luis Enrique can't about Arsenal physicality, no? And it is one thing that will give them edge. Arsenal for no more bubble to say or move training or move dinner. What I say, but PSG for them very brilliant in terms of techniques and the dribbles, NBBR, chances creation. They create enough. And the no one thing Arsenal bet use the physicality to the advantage. But put that aside, Kofi, the real deal. And yes, so be find your opponent's weakness, no capitalize it. Arsenal for them weaknesses be. Now weaknesses near the first. On main target, a goalkeeper Donnarumma. Now Donnarumma Kofi and found say that very good performance became a hero in that shootout against Liverpool. Made a lot of saves, you know. Arsenal for no, I saw this the Sun time and now more tactical analysis of how our movie game be unfold. And then based on our training our quarter, you know, say Arteta is obsessed with set pieces because it is their major weapon and they know say PSG goalkeeper no Kofi ni weakness set pieces to them. Say Arsenal for say one in the 2-0 win no share no. First Obekaya Mikel Merino go no. Na a set piece. And no boy. Abrante and the other Donnarumma went to Manchester, and I Arsenal for Merino head the ball on the shade. The second one, na a set piece free kick, Saka bebo. Teniye Donnarumma ni defenders needing command and Saka who's a keeper and attention and no ball low cross 2-0. And to a man who said one about set piece a keeper no problem. Now when you trace back, only say last season, PSG in Barcelona na a quarter final na saying no mushia you know. Andres Christensen. Kofi or share header goal be. Everyone said Donnarumma yes 6'5" no. Went to me anche no because sa corner no. Kofi again what me judge miscalculate ball no or feel say ball no either be 6 ni ma na be 18 ni mu proper. Well who be obegina into want me am yi ball na mpio kapodum and a Christensen header ball no share. Put that aside. Only say in the same game Abrante and the other Lamine Yamal cross my Rafinha. Again, keep at instead of so be Pia be born or Capodum and my Rafinha carbon at the twat. Yeah. When him say again, Omane Dortmund. The year Dortmund season Dortmund call final no. Kofi and also Matama Sheko na be from Julian Brandt. Ojina one players na kasa wenye say on pay attention and on ball no Matamos go. And in terms of set pieces our problem enya no kwa. Omase won say build up shape no our problem because even though PSG build up from the back but onim passes ma. Oman the pressure on the ball beche. Arsenal so pressy. Okay, maybe because Madrid cross or chess Benzema, yeah. Sanot here. And the F1 say only or you good shot stopper or height into an penalty channel or a lot of weaknesses. And Arsenal believe he said, or more pressy. Under Arsenal, no, the more pressy and say Saka, or to be pressable. And you know, Senka Gabriel Jesus crowd what they are, can more pressing. But even with Merino, Merino bought first there because he's a midfielder and inti or said to be pressable and always else in midfield numbers, you know. And then Martinelli. And then Arsenal himself with a 3-2-5 build up shape, you know. If it's a PSG for starting build up from the back, they can still press them solidly with attack and defense. Or no, and they will have their supporters behind them to do that. And the football also says supporters need motivation. So it comes to the advantage. And one, Arsenal himself on weakness pan back keeper again. Arsenal him how to utilize set pieces, how to utilize those crosses. But see, baby Arsenal so what problem they say. Mikel Merino so what center forward now. And my Arsenal a lot of options. So make my ball not for but better to say Real Madrid the enemy. On so our height and we are cross now again. Can't have to me agree here the ball and say no. And it's all leading attack. Arsenal a lot of crosses into the box. But so I'm going to come midfielder. I just say all those crosses and ultimately near and fast row because Trossard ultimately pinball ahead of Marquinhos. What I say? But on also the importance in being here on midfield because ultimately on also go attack and then it will be leaving a gap our midfield. I'm almost suggesting saying Lewis Kelly ball no but they own pretty from midfield. No more Ben White number 2, Timber number 3. No. You see, it is a very huge gamble. Say Abranten, even though Otibibo as an invented fullback, but say all Rome as a main midfielder, no, a very huge gamble in a very big game like this. What I say? And the baby all born working man, no, too complicated for him to comprehend at this very moment. I say, when I saw Betty as here, and when we are to operate against this PSG solid midfield trial. What I say? And the Arsenal for no incapable be there. Common problem in utilizing the set pieces. But still, they will still try almost say because when it comes to corner kicks, the likes of Saliba will come and look for the attack, and then Merino will be present. What I say? Until when it comes to those kind of chances, but in game, so I'm here crosses and Abbas running at the other, and no number final almost self one take kaka. Coffee game never talk hona. And I mean who said that be game no upon be also will be asking a predicted the 50-50. Mimi who say 2 teams no will be in the home. Into what bet tomorrow no they convincingly no on our qualify sir sana me what PSG in recent time particularly home matches and they are very strong massacre na your home several omo wie no home yeah okay Man City ko wu home 4-2 recent time home matches no into omanya form and omo fear with the fans no omo money mo yade e wosro okay Arsenal for no to go don't forget they are still Omakose say 79 games a team means omo train again this is an Arsenal PSG lose 5 games in this Champions League Arsenal lose 1 medical can and it is very difficult to defeat Arsenal not even at home if you crowd there the last time we lose Champions League game of fear dates back long ago what I say and it is a game that I feel Arsenal will win because we both fear but a game I'm saying both first and second leg obi abe winning the home and to wow bet Marino the huge margin no on have qualify what was that it is an who game way very very interesting beautiful too of course exciting play there 1v1 situation Abrante and the other Saka versus Nuno Mendes battle never yet de Kvaratskhelia on Lewis Kelly so on off about there just a Saliba baby being inside the case what I say there's a huge way me see Dembele and Kasano the athleticism plus pace Saliba was able to deal with Mbappe fairly squarely but Dembele is a different breed of attacker what I say midfield battle no topic on its own again Arsenal threat our attack and also quite bang and a PSG for me so on all aspects 2 coaches they will be able to build it up now having said that me Bayana me hear TikTok video be Arsenal fan TB Amoni Pan say Robbie to Nigeria and no say unim say year bia Pope be no. English club na Champions League. And not we say UEFA for na post 4 teams, no almost 4 different teams from 4 different countries. One from England in Arsenal, one from Italy in Inter Milan, one from Spain in Barcelona, and one from France in Paris Saint-Germain. And it's an English team na Belgium. Now the analogy here. In 1978, Pope John Paul the First, Ephraim, that season Nottingham Forest Nigeria Champions League. 2005, Pope John Paul the Second, Ephraim, that season Liverpool Nigeria Champions League. 2022, Pope Benedict the 16th, Ephraim, Man City Nigeria Champions League. 2022, Pope Francis Ephraim. Some of the member in Nippon text Lagata, Esparacanta, Italianta. So what's the Latin kakra? No, can't kakra my. Go be an overman. Bruni, or maybe I am a solifono. Biana, okay, Bruni,